guys, I'm Natalie and welcome to Made by Mum. Well, another review for you today. I have got a new book and it is 200 crochet stitches, a practical guide with swatches, charts and step-by-step instructions. Now, I have just shown this on my latest podcast and I was ever so happy and I wanted to show you guys what I got. So I'm very impressed with how this is all laid out, especially the glossary, well not the glossary, the contents page. So it's by Sarah Hazel. The presentation in this book is fantastic. So I'm going to see if I can do this, guys. Sorry, my lighting's not brilliant. My camera stand's not very good. I'm getting there though, slowly. I'm going to pick you up and I'll move you over. So this is the contents. So you've got the getting started. So you've got your equipment and materials, essential crochet skills, basic stitches and stitch variations. And then look how this is laid out. You've got a picture of the stitch. You've got the name of the stitch and what type of stitch it is. So in this band on the top, it's in blue and it says basic stitches. So anything with a blue band on it, and then over here on the top, so where there is a blue band is where your basic stitches are. I don't know whether that classes as a basic stitch because that's actually got purple on top of it, I'm not sure, but hey. But look how well these are done. It tells you, I think it's the page the stitch is on. So front and back loop double crochet is on page 35. So, because we all know how to do that, I'm going to put my stand back down a minute while I have a look. So, you've got your list of your stitches, and I love that they've kind of done it in a colour coordinated type of... So, again, sorry, picking you up again, guys. You start with your neutrals, and you've gone into your purple, into your blues, teals, and you've got green into a browny green, moving down into the browns and the yellows, to the oranges and the reds. I think it's fantastic. So let's have a look what stitches we have got. So we've got the basic stitches over here, and that runs onto the second page, all the way down here, and then we've got fans and shells. Plenty, there's loads I have never even heard of, like, let's see, you've got your picot fan or your open shell and picot, I've not heard of them. Crow's foot lattice, strawberry lace. This, I am really new still to crochet, so having this book is going to be a fantastic reference. For definite. You got more here. I mean, I've seen stitches like the interlocking shell. I've seen those kind of stitches on patterns before. I just haven't had the nerve to actually try them. Now I've got the book, definitely going to be trying a lot more. So that's the end of the shells and fans, and as you see on that last square, 84, it says clusters, and then we come down here, puffs and bobbles. So we've got clusters, puffs and bobbles, and there's a few. I have done the beads. Is it the bead stitch? Yeah, I've done the bean stitch, not the bead stitch. I think the bean's on here somewhere. So you've got all those, and these ones up here, and then we go on to spikes. Now, I gave you a quick view in my podcast. I can't wait to try this one. I really want to make something with this stitch. I have fallen in love with it, guys. It's beautiful. I love it. And then, what else have we got? This one. The mirror. That's great. The caterpillar stripe. There's some fantastic ones. I'm absolutely looking forward to trying some of these. Sorry if I'm making you sick, guys. Then we've got relief stitches. Now, I've never heard of the term relief stitches, so this is new for me, but I do know the stitches that are here. Now, this says front raised treble. Now this book, I have found disadvantage for me is in the UK terminology. I read US terminology. I can do the UK, it just takes me a little bit longer to convert it over. So I can still do it, it just takes a little bit longer. So move out a little bit so you can see. Lots of different stitches, so many I really do want to try. And then it shows you your chain loops and your loops, and then we go on to mesh, fillet and trellis. Now I love these stitches, I always have done. Love mesh stitches. And then over onto the other page and the small. Lots and lots. And then starting over here, we've got crossed and interlocking stitches, which I've not tried any of these yet, but I am going to. I really do want to try this one. The cable, or that kind of cable anyway. Got little pyramids, woven shells, so many to try. And then once we've finished with the, I've covered up what the crossed and interlocking stitches, we go on to waves and chevrons. I love waves and chevrons, I really do. Now I think the baby blanket I am working on is in this stitch, but I'm doing them all as back loop, so it takes a little bit longer. Over onto the other page. So many beautiful stitches. This one I want to try. I've not tried one like that before, so I want to try that. So pretty. And then we have got decorative stitches. Now I don't have the patience to sit and thread sequins onto yarn. I really don't. So I don't think I'll be trying that one. I may try the beaded one because I do actually have some little beads and it might be fun to do. But then we've got some ruffles. Oh, we've got sequined loops. That might be. I got beaded loops too. Might have to have a try. But we've got some ruffles, some large ruffles and some small ruffles, and then surface crochet over small mesh, and then surface crochet over large mesh, which is really pretty. One more page, no, and then we are on to about the book. So it just shows you the layout of the page. So you've got your name of the stitch, number of the stitch. It gives you an indication of colours used. There's a chart, there's written instructions, there's a picture. Sorry, I'm not very technical at all, I'm afraid, guys. So there's your dictionary of stitches, and then getting started. I'm going to put my camera down a minute. Let's see if we can do it this way. Let's move the book up a bit. So on this bit it tells you about your yarn, different yarns, different hooks, the sizes and the thickness, conversions of the approximate equivalent hook sizes. So international standard range, so that's in your millimetre sizes. Sorry guys. So if we follow, let's see, if we follow the 6mm, so there is no imperial steel hook size, which is fair enough, that is on your smaller sizes, and that goes up to a 3mm only, which is about right for little steel hooks for doing your doilies and stuff. And then you've got your imperial aluminium or plastic hooks. So I know, let's get my hook out. A bit wobbly. So on my 5mm hook here, we have got H, which is the US terminology, and that makes it a 5mm hook. So if I come over here, stand it up a little. It doesn't want to stand up. We can see we've got the H, and if we follow it across, we've got it as a 6 and 5mm. Now, on my hook, it actually says 8. But on this chart, it doesn't say an 8 at all. 8 is a 4 mil on my chart, but then there's no equivalent to that. It's all confusing, I don't know, guys, but there is an exchange, well, not an exchange rate, that's money, isn't it? But there is a conversion between all the different hook sizes, and that is not focusing at all. I do apologise. Do it like that. There we go, that's a bit better. So you've got all your different hooks and reference to the sizes. And it goes about on to your yarns. So you've got a size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 6 and a 7. So that does go on the thickness of your yarn, which most of us already know. And then basic accessories, you've got your scissors, tape measure, stitch markers, I can't see, pins, well, straight pins and T-pins, and a darning needle. I'm going to skip over because it does give you some quick little tips on, what's that? Holding the hook, holding the yarn, making a slip knot. Everybody has their own way of holding their yarn and their hook. There's no right or wrong way. Showing your foundation chains and working in rows, fastening off and weaving in ends. None of us enjoy doing. I like this bit here, look. It tells you about your turning chains. So, again, this is in the UK terminology, not the US. So, double crochet in the UK is a single crochet in the US, which is a chain 1, and so on and so forth. Extended double crochet, chain 2, half treble, chain 2, a treble, chain 3, which for us is a double, and on and so on, which I found brilliant. You do have little notes. What's this one say? These are the usual numbers of turning chains used for the basic stitches. Sometimes 2 chains are needed for double crochet, and the requirements of more complicated stitch patterns may vary, which is a good little note to have. A few tips. I'm not going to read it all out, guys. Shows you how to join yarn, different ways of seaming, changing colour mid-row. That's good to know. And then you've got your seams. There's 4 different ones that they're showing here. Measuring tension, crochet aftercare, which you don't tend to find in many books. And then it goes on to basic stitches. I'll show you with the chain. I like this, look, because it shows you the name, well, the category, shows you the name, the abbreviation, and the symbol. I love that. Now I can learn how to read charts a bit easier. Again, you've got your little tips box, showing you all the basic stitches, raised stitch, stitch variations. So working in front loops, working in back loops, going between the stitches, going below stitches, and so on and so forth. Raised stitches, so you... Oh guys, you know what I'm on about. Front loop, them ones. See, it's front raised triple crochet, but I know them as something else. I can't remember what, because my brain's gone in a fuzz. And then working several stitches in the same place, so that's your fans and your shells. Which, do you know, this is a fantastic book. Special formations. So there's your picot, your bullion, your loop stitch. There's so many I don't know. Solomon's Knot, never even heard of that. And then variation on foundation chains. Now these are your foundation stitch. Yes, I've only just learnt these very recently. And then it goes on to your stitch dictionary. I'm sorry guys, it's already quite a long video. So I'll quickly show you this page and then go further back. So they have a picture of the stitch, the name of the stitch, a description of the stitch and what it's used for usually. Then there's pictures on how to do the stitch. There's written instructions, and there is a chart at the bottom on each stitch to show you how it would be worked up. So let's pop you down. Now we're going to skip all of these stitch patterns. You can have a quick look as I flick through for you. Don't want to stay on them too long because it is a paid for book. I don't want to get into trouble. So many stitches. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this book, guys. Chevrons, fancy stitches. Aha, here we go. This is the bit I was looking for. The symbols and abbreviations. So it shows you the name of the stitch, shows you the abbreviation, the symbol, there is a description. Oh no, that's additional symbols, sorry. So direction of working. So it shows you which way your stitch needs to go, whether it's worked in front loop or back loop. Wow. Double crochet. Now these are confusing for me because to me this is a double crochet, whereas in here it is a treble. So a double treble, I wouldn't know what that will be. No, double treble will be a treble. So yeah, lots of different stitches and all the symbols for all the stitches, which I'm going to have fun learning. Arrangement of symbols. That's be helpful to have a good read through. Abbreviation, what are these ones? Common abbreviations, so for stitches and chain space and turning chains and so on and so forth. This is the bit I like, so I'll show you on this top one. So we have got English, American, American abbreviation, and symbol. So this is what comes in handy for me because I work in American, even though I am English. I suppose it just depends on how you learn and who you learn from. So you've got your English version, your American version, and so on. And I don't know whether it does it. No, it doesn't do it for all the stitches. It just does it for the basic stitches. And then there is the index of all the different stitches and whatnot. There are credits and the back of the book. So I'm presuming this is where you can get it from. The world's finest art and craft books. Ooh, might have to have a look at that. www.searchpress.com. $14.99 UK. Now I got my book from Waterstones, which I don't know how far spread they are, but I do know they are online. I'm not sure whether they deliver internationally. That is something you will have to look on the website for. I'm not sure. I will put a link in the description for Waterstones, so you can have a look yourself. There are a few other craft books there. I love the shop, but it's a bookshop, so I'm going to. So I hope you enjoyed this review. I can say I am definitely going to be working from this book a lot. I found a lot in there I want to try. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Share if you can. And yeah, thank you very much. Bye.